everybody and welcome on today's video. Today is gonna be about these Portulacaria afra bonsai trees. But let me start with showing you a picture that I made 9 months ago. So this is the start of a few cuttings that I took 9 months ago. I kept them inside for the whole winter, and well, in the beginning they did not do a whole lot, but I'm going to show you now how they look after 9 months. They took off. It was quite spectacular. So these are the same cuttings. It's quite amazing what they did in 9 months time, and it's even more amazing to see that when you look at what the trees in the bonsai pots did, which is not really well, spectacular. This one had a very difficult time, so I think I'm just going to get everything out of the pots, starting with the cuttings, and see why they did so well and the others did not. But I think that I have an idea why it is this way and not another way. But okay. So you see, I have the small composition here, which is fine, and I have this big pot here with a few more trees, and I intend to well, probably get the bigger trees out of this pot and then make this a bigger forest, because I think it has to be at least that high to be a little more convincing. So yeah, so a few things that I'd like to do today, but I'm going to start to get the cuttings out of the pot. So okay, here I go. So it's gonna be quite easy, I think. Yeah. Okay, well, now I know it for sure. That's why. It's the soil. It's nothing but the soil. I think all these mixtures with no organic material are not good for trees. They need at least half of the substrate, and it's for everything. I think at least I need half of the substrate to be just compost. And well, look at this. This is the growing of 9 months. This is quite amazing. Okay, so I'm gonna put them in the water bucket here, and well, look at this. This is great. Okay, I'm gonna take them all. Hop hop. Now every cutting, every leaf that you have from these trees will make good cuttings. But yeah, as I told before, I don't have a whole lot of room inside, or a greenhouse. So okay, so I'm going to get these guys out of the pot too. That's very easy. So this one is a good candidate. This one too. What I like about these Portulacarias is that they really get, well, you really have a nice root spread. They get very mature roots. And then look at this little guy. Okay, and then the same for the pot here. I'm going to do the same with this ones. I'm going to get these out too, and then I'll be back and we'll have a look at the trees to see which one of these guys can be used in this composition. And therefore I'm going just to use that big pot here, but I'm going just to get everything out, and then I'll be back. So the trees are out of the pot, and well, the substrate that I had in that was quite okay, but not enough pot ground. So this is the drainage layer, and now I'm going to have a look at the trees and then plant them. But first of all, I'm going to need to do some trimming and stuff. So this one is a nice one. It has this little curvature here, and then, well, I need to find a front for that tree. That's a nice front, but then I don't think that I'm going to need this branch. Why is this a nice front? Well, just because of the roots. Root spread is very nice here. And as I mentioned before, it's not because something is planted in a forest that the root spread should not be great. Always try to... Yeah, I don't like this side here. You see there's some kind of wound here, which is healing, but this as a front is better. And this might be the new leader. So I'm going to cut back this and this, and probably that big branch here, or maybe I'll just reduce it, but it's really an eye poker. Or I have to pick this one as a front, which is also possible. Then the root spread is still okay. This can be the front then. But then this tree will have to be really on the sides. Okay, so I'm going just to shorten everything, and then I'll see what I can do. So let's do that. This one somewhere here. Now the good thing is that they have been growing in a pot, so the root spread is... Don't think I can use my turntable here. It's going to make it very difficult to work. And there he goes. Sorry. Okay. So it was this way, I think. Yeah. Okay. So now this is the biggest tree. Came from the big pot. So also going to have a look at these roots. Yeah, I have a double layer of roots here, so I'm going to get rid of the one in the bottom. Now I have to find a good front. So this is good regarding the roots, but this is also not bad. So the root spread is nice everywhere, which means that I can have a look at the tree itself. So this might be a nice front. This could be the top. Let's just reduce everything here. This is too low. This can really be the main tree. It's the biggest one. But then again, this is all way too much. Now I still can select a couple of branches and remove some, but I'll do that when I'm really assembling this whole thing. So now I'm just shortening everything. So if this is the front, which looks nice, I think. Just removing this here. Okay, now this is way too much roots. I will never fit that in that pot. But this can be the main one, so that makes two. Will it stay? I don't know, but I like it here in the center, but probably slightly to the left, slightly to the right. I don't know that yet. So it's going to fall over, so let's just put it here. Oh, that's not going to be used anyway. So then I have this one, which is also nice for the roots. That's the fun thing with these Portulacaria or jades or whatever. You get to do some repotting in the summer. It's July. Yeah, so this is also one that should go to the right side if this is the front. So that's, yeah, there's a whole lot on the right side, but why not? So let's put that one here. And then this one comes here. Okay, so I'm going to shorten all the little stuff here. It's gonna make a whole lot of cuttings that I will not use probably, but knowing me, I cannot throw that away. And I'm going probably to keep a whole lot of that. So this one is nice here. Of course they have to come a whole lot higher in the pot. Yeah. Now I hope that I have a few good trees to put on the left. I will be happy if I can find 5 or 7 nice trees, because like I said, I intend to let this thing grow a little longer. So is this a candidate for this side? Yes, probably. I think I have a new top somewhere here. What about the roots? Well, not bad. This side is not great, so it's gonna probably be that, which is not good because, well, again, or I have to take this and try to open that up a little, which is also possible, so I think I'm going to do that. So I'm going to reduce everything here quite a lot. And then this little thing here will become the leader. So snip, snip. Okay, well, that makes sense. Excuse me. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I have the smaller ones, which are doing fine. Okay. So that's 5, somewhere in the back. Yeah, this one is okay. Probably can fix a front with something here. You can wire these. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then can this one become number 7? Or should I pick one of the cuttings? Well, no. Now this is a big tree. It's amazing. 9 months. Yeah. Okay, so let's compare. I have that one, which is really small. I think I'm going to go with this new one. And somewhere here will be the new top, because I have good roots here. And then I'm going to shorten this back branch here, and I think that makes 7. So let's clean this up and then I'll be back. Okay, so here comes the interesting and tricky part, where all the trees that you plant will fall over and stuff like that. Everyone who ever planted a forest or group knows this. So yeah, let's start with the main tree. In the front, slightly off center. So here we have some soil. Mixed some. Now I don't think it's going to be enough, but I'll see. So root spread. That's good. Okay, this is already trying to fall over. That's not nice. Okay, so I'm going to try to block that with a few stones. It gets better when there's more substrate in it. I don't think it's good enough. It's not high enough. But I hope this works well now, and that I can keep these trees in this pot for a few years. And I really like these trees. They give me so much pleasure in the winter when nothing else is going on. Yeah, and they grow like crazy. I'd like to make a cascade with one of these. So here I have 2 that I want to put on that side. This one goes to the very right side, and this one somewhere here. I don't like this branch here. It's too, you see what I mean? I'm going to reduce that, get rid of that, and work with what comes out here. Can even reduce that a little more. Okay, so lots of substrate here now for these 2. So well, this is going to be a little faster. And now a little mountain here, and a little mountain here. So I'm going to start with this one. Can even reduce these roots a little more. So this was not a good view, this was the better view. this one comes here, and this one comes, well, it's becoming obvious now that if I want to put this one here, which is what I want to do, I'll have to reduce some of the branches on this one in order to get space for this one. So yeah, this has to be done, so, well, let's do that. And that creates some room for this one. This is going to fall. Okay, sorry I'm blocking the view, but I don't want this one exactly in front of the other, so I need to have a good visual here. Okay, so this one is also falling over. What a surprise. But I knew that that was going to happen, so I came prepared. Okay, so that's fine. Well, that's 3. Now I lack something in the back here, and that is one of the new cuttings, so I'm just going to clean out these roots a little more and maybe try some combing out of them. This one here is crossing root, so I'm sure I can put it in a slightly better spot. It's not a great tree at the moment, but it's okay. So, let's get some substrate here. Like so. And there's a little branch here in the back which I like. And here I'm going to open up the roots. Like so. Get them a little flatter. Yeah, now this one obviously did not grow in a flat pot and is a whole lot trickier to position, but it'll work. There's one big root here causing problems. You see it's pushing the whole thing to the side. Okay. Sorry again blocking the view, but what can I do? Well, that's not bad. Still. So a rock, that's all I can do. And maybe a second one here. Well, that keeps this tree in position. I will now try to get some substrate on these roots that are sticking out. Not that that is a big problem for these Portulacarias, because, well, they can stand a little dry circumstances, but It's probably gonna fix them a little better. Okay. Like so. Bump this one. Ah. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 planted. And so I need to put this one. Where can I put it? Let me have a look. Here, here. Well, I'm going to try to put him here. Here. Like so. But therefore I need to come from this side. Now I already see that I'm going to have some trouble here with that branch, which is too big, so. And then this one is sticking right up. I don't want that anyway. Now, how can I create a top for this one? Probably by just removing this. And now I need to remove this rock. Oh, seems to work. Makes a little space here. And then a little hill. And then this comes this way. I don't want these three to be in one line, so I'll really have to put that one a little bit out of this spot. This is, of course, going to fall over. So let's get a rock. Yep. Okay, that's 5. And I have quite some space here now. And there I can put this one and this one. So because this is the biggest one, I'm going to put that one in the front, quite next to this guy, which will look great, I think. Okay. This root has a curve. So work these roots in. This is all very, very wobbly. Okay, maybe a little more in the back. Little more in the back. It needs some substrate over here. And then I have the little guy here. So how am I going to make a top with that? I don't know. This could become a good top. Oh. Again, some substrate. Hope this is not getting boring, but I mean, you can always skip it. There's no obligation to look at YouTube videos. Okay. Yeah, well, anyway, these trees need to grow, but that's not bad, I think. So I'm going to fill up some of the remaining gaps here, and I'm going to leave the rocks where they are, and maybe in a couple of weeks I'll remove the rocks and replace the holes that I create with removing them with some substrate. But now it is important that these trees are dead straight, because, well, not everyone thinks the same about that, but I like straight trees in a forest. I don't like trees sticking out like that. I don't think it looks natural. Well, a little it can be, but some things are just not good enough, I think. Okay. I just need to fix all this now, which is also boring to watch. So, and I'm thinking that this is starting to become a very long video for such a simple job. So I'm going to put the camera out, get all the substrates worked in between the roots, and then finish this off with a layer of well, just lava rock, bims and stuff like that, because it makes a really clean aspect and I like that. And I'll give this tree a watering and we'll be back for the final shot. And so here we have it, freshly planted group, little forest of 7 trees. I think it's okay. It really needs to double in size, so that's the reason why I also left a few low branches, because you want some taper. So these are, well, technically sacrificed branches. Some things should be removed completely, like this branch here, but for the time being I'm just going to be happy if everything starts growing well, and then the trimming can be done later. So I'll give you tree 60 now. So you see, this can be filled in, and yeah, well, it just needs a lot of growing. But I hope that I don't have 3 trees in the same row, because when you have 7 trees, well, that's something. It's an old guideline, but it's always fun to challenge yourself and do this. Okay, so that's it. Now I have an empty pot, and that's not acceptable. So if you want me to do something with this little pot, with the Portulacaria afra that I have left over, and the new cuttings, of course, well, let me know. If you don't want to see it, just don't say anything, but I'll do it anyway, but I'll probably don't film it if no one wants to see it. So well, that's it for today. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, or do all the usual YouTube stuff. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.